the development of my people, the women of Nigeria, and Nigerians at large.
Order, please.
Dismissed Senator Natasha, please, you are not recognized to speak from there. That is the order of the Senate.
Sir, order 10 on privileges. Order 10 on privileges.
Distinguished Senator Natasha.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he shall be prepared to move without notice. A motion declaring that the content of breach of privilege has been
that allows suspension immediately.
Or refer.
Importance. And if Mr. President permits, by his indulgence, I will read Order 41 and 51, Mr. President.
Proceed.
Mr. President, Order 41 reads, a matter of urgent public importance. 41.1. The matter for discussion shall, if possible, be referred to the President of the Senate before commencement of the day's sitting, and the President of the Senate shall refuse to allow the claim unless he is satisfied that the matter is definite and urgent. Order 51. Dispensing with notice. Notice shall not be dispensed with in the case of a motion or in respect of any other proceeding for which notice is required, except with the consent of the President of the Senate and the general assent of the Senators present. Mr. President, this matter for urgent national importance is predicated on the looming constitutional crisis in Benue State, resulting from the purported removal of the Chief Judge of Benue State and calling for an urgent need for Senate intervention, and is sponsored by my humble self, Senator Emmanuel Udende, and Senator Titus Zam. Mr. President, the motion is on the fact that the State House of Assembly passed a resolution removing the State's Chief Judge in contravention of relevant sections of the Constitution and without the participation of the National Judicial Council. And Mr. President, a few members, like 14 of them out of the 32 members of the Benue State House of Assembly, abstained from participation on that illegality, and subsequently they were suspended. And so, Mr. President, we feel that unless there is an urgent intervention, there is the possibility of a constitutional crisis, because this issue borders on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. And so, if Mr. President indulges me, with the consent of my colleagues, I will move the motion. Thank you, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, when the chambers was renovated, I hope the renovation will not turn us into South African Parliament, where you hear Malema, 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 sit down, Malema, sit down, Malema, sit down. And that is because we know how the electronic system ought to work. I recall that in the 8th Senate, I had almost a similar issue where seats were reallocated as a result of movements. And I also moved at that time. So when I came into the chambers, they gave me a different seat. The next day they gave me a different seat. The third day they gave me a different seat. So I also voiced out my anger. And I said, what is going on here? And then the Senate President was able to control. So everything I said did not get out to the public. And so social media had nothing to feast on. So unfortunately, we need to go back to our old microphone system so that people will not speak out of order and then speak when they are not recognized. So I apologize on behalf of the contractor who did this. Now, the distinguished Senator Abamoro actually mentioned this issue because we are not the judiciary. And when he said that it's something that is capable of bringing crisis to the government and the people of Benue State. So I think is it the view of the Senate that he be allowed to proceed with the motion under Order 41 and 51? Those who support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senator, I didn't hear your voice. So you may proceed.
If I'm to cite an order, I would cite the constitutional order, which is Section 1 of our Constitution, especially 1(3). The Constitution clearly defines the roles of the three arms of government, and one arm cannot take over the job of the other. So the basis of my observation is actually to ask the distinguished minority leader to please also inform us before going into this if this matter is already in court, because this is a very sensitive matter, and we have to be sure that the removed Chief Judge of Benue has not already proceeded to court. If this matter is sub judice, then we are not in a position to entertain this.
Yes, I think that's an observation. Your Abamoro, is this matter already in court?
No.
No, none of the parties.
It's not in court. As a matter of fact, this thing took place yesterday, and so it's not in court. To
your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, it's not in court.
So, is it the view of the Senate that it be allowed to proceed? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it, so you may proceed.